Motherfuckers play mind games, bro. Like that shit keep fucking with me. Like you ever had somebody that do something and when you catch them on it, or when you call them out on it, they try and flip the script and make it so that you're the bad guy for making them seem like the bad guy. When it's like, motherfucker, you are the bad guy. And then they be so wordy, like silver tongued with it, to where they get other motherfuckers to not even look at the shit that they did. Not everybody looking at you for calling them out. And you like, are you all fucking dumb? And individually, they're not fucking dumb. But that motherfucker just got away with words to where that mental warfare, they fuck you up. I think I'm mad because I'm not smart enough to battle it out. Like I figure shit out. I figure out I've been word played after the fact, not while it's happening. Like smart motherfuckers, and smart motherfuckers when they engage in conversation and dialogue and everything, they one and toe and everything. They ain't gotta really like take some time real quick. They're like, all right, cool. Like they do that all like within those quick seconds. That's why like mathematicians and everything like they good off the dome. Me, I'm one of them motherfuckers that's not just off the dome. So when that wordplay come in to like affect that mental warfare and shit, that shit be fucking with me. And I think that's why they call it mind fucking. Pause before I say this. Motherfuckers be mind fucking me, bruh. They be making me think I'm all types of bad, evil, this, that, and the third. But then when I sit back and I look at them motherfuckers and I see the shit they doing, and they got the nerve to call me or make me feel worse than them, I'm like, what? But that shit happens so much, especially like in a bro. When it comes to dating, I'm sorry, it's a toxic trait that now that I do call toxic because it's bad. Like it because it takes on anybody, whether you're innocent, whether you're not innocent, and it's just like when I engaged in it, I didn't think I was doing it right, but until you end up having it done upon you, and then you actually have that part in your brain that actually becomes like, okay, I'm self aware of the fact that that is exactly what I was doing. So now I see how it actually feels to be done upon me. So now going forward, I will not do these things because I know how that is done and that how that feels to have that done upon it. I do not want to cause that, right? I have that component, right? Now, before I didn't have it and I was developing it. So when I was doing it, I didn't notice how bad it was. And it fucked up a lot of situations and relationships with people who I still know to this day, but because of my actions, completely understand. Completely understand. Hey, people can change, but a snake can shed their skin. It's still a snake. And I understand why they don't try another time or even want to think about the idea, like entertain the idea of it. Completely understand. I do the same thing with some people, so it's like to understand. But them people that be mind fucking, they be like, okay, I know I did this in the past and everything, but you would be wrong to keep that, image of me and everything like this and hold me to that and not expect me to change. When and it's like, oh, you don't believe in change. Oh, you're this, you're that. Then they start making like they start throwing things to you, and I guess it depends on your mental fortitude of your own self awareness. Like you got certain people that when they hear that and everything, and people get thrown at, they like, yeah, whatever. I know who I am at the end of the day. I know what I did. I know what I didn't do, and I'm not falling for your bullshit games. Me, I'm one of those motherfuckers. I will engage in the bullshit games because I want you to admit you're fucking full of bullshit. And my problem is, I don't see the fucking fact right in my face that you can catch some people red fucking handed, body in their fucking hand. In their hand. Right there. Right, I see you. And they'll be like, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. And they'll try and like, wait, ease away. Because it's like, what is the phrase? What is it? About deniability. Um, General deniability or something like that. Basically, unless you have physical, physical proof, and even if you do have physical proof, I can still question how you went and got that proof, which can end up getting me off from charges. And that shit is seen in the justice system a lot. Oh shit. That's it. It's seen in the justice system a lot. Not one for politics, but that Amber Heard shit is a prime suspect because we just gonna leave that right there. You understand what I mean? Unless you got proof, and even when you do got proof, motherfuckers still hit that shit. Nah, I ain't do it. But this is a videotape of you beating his ass. It wasn't like that. What? The audacity. The audacity of some humans when it comes to shit like that. It just drives me crazy and insane because I'm really one of those, I can't let it go. I'm like, I need you to admit your bullshit. Like, come on. Like, come on. And it's like, take it to the death with me. You ain't got proof. Even if God or like Jesus or whoever you believe in came down and was like, this dude lying, they're still gonna be like, we don't know him. Who's that? How you gonna believe him? You ain't got no physical proof. We pull out pictures, edited. That's not me. Visual link and everything. That computer has been wired to, fuck up. Take a lie detector test. That ain't he can train himself. Nah. It's like, but I guess it's a part of being human. It's the you want what you want in this world, and it's one of those sides of like the human side that we just have to get adjusted to. Me in particular, but that should just be fucking with me. Like, bruh, I don't know, cause it's just toxic manipulation. It's just like a push and pull type of thing. Cause when it comes to taking it into like other situations, like dating situations and everything. Now we all know the tale of the dude, the toxic dude who does this. We know this, and this is a prime example. The dude who ends up knowing he did some dirt, he did some fucked up shit, he a dog and everything like this, but he makes the girl feel like she didn't give him a chance, or it was just like a mistake and everything like this. It was like, oh, when she's like, no, it wasn't a mistake. Like, you did what you did. Like, she's standing on logic, right? She's like, nah, like, your shit was calculated. Like, I'm not hearing that bullshit and everything, right? Motherfuckers pull that mind fuck card. Damn, you really never loved me then. Or was our time nothing? Or, like, when I said this, that, and the thing. Like, and then she over there, like, I really meant that, but, like, I ain't think, like, now she over here in her mind, over here, like, goddamn, like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? And then she ended up going back to that nigga. What happened? He ended up getting smarter, not getting caught the same way he did last time, unless he's a complete idiot. But he ends up still getting caught in a different way. But then does the same thing again. And it's not until she ends up gaining that self awareness, ding, alright, this motherfucker's one of those motherfuckers who will talk his way back in to the bank just so he can rob the motherfucker again. And he'll plead for you to let him out of jail just so he could go back to rob the bank. And anybody, and so it's like you gotta understand certain people are in that cycle of they want that control. And that's what I believe it does. Like that mind fucking everything. It gives you a sense of control because one thing about I don't know where the fuck I developed this. Oh, it was like some shit about spies and everything. They can. It was spies and a mix of anime, real quick. Now I'm gonna give you the anime one first because it's easier to explain. When Guy Sensei was teaching Lee about no, it wasn't Guy Sensei Lee. It was when Lee had fought old boy that had the owl type thing. It was like towards the end of Naruto and everything, like one of the filler things, non-canon. But old boy was like, yeah, I punch to where I know you're gonna block at. Like I throw like if I know if I'm throwing this punch, I know you're gonna dodge to avoid it. I'm predicting your movements ahead of your moves. So if I know, boom, like when it comes to what I was saying, if I say this, I know you can only respond in these certain ways based on your character of who you are. Like you remember the phrase, you can say certain things to certain people, but not everything to everybody. That's like that. Now I know I can say, "Yo, what's up, my nigga?" to someone that I'm cool with, or just a random person, or no, like someone I'm cool with because I know them, so I know they can respond in these ways. Take it with a random person. I'm like, "Yo, what's up, my nigga?" They can respond in certain ways. They can take it a certain type of violent way. They can take it like, "Oh, what's good?" Or they can just be like, "I don't know you," and just keep it moving. But I'm predicting where it is, and off of those predictions, you then you branch off and be like, all right, cool. Based on these, it's like a video game, like the responses and everything. Like when the video game like starts building the story based off of your responses and everything, people have that sort of advanced mental state to where it's already in their head, and it comes to interactions and control, like dialogue with people. So it's like I want everyone in this room to like me. So I'm gonna go about a series of events. That way it comes about fluently and it doesn't seem forced. I.e., I start talking to one person, to one person. Then after talking to those three people, I then go and try and grab a bigger amount of people. Grab those people. Now literally I already knew the steps that it did, but nobody in that room knew I plotted on making everyone in here either my friend or buying something for me. And that's usually how it happens. But it's like it goes in deep, but when it comes to like that manipulation, the dude knows alright, his girl is soft, she's very emotional. If you say certain things, it'll trigger certain memories, like shit like that. Like you thinking because you know that person. and certain type of people, they know who they talk to, or they know the type of person they know that there's different people, and they know the people that their moves work best on, and the ones where it's like, all right, it's more of a challenge. Like with certain type, like let's take church girls for a certain instance. Never did this, so please nobody ever say I'm out here trying to finesse church girls or anything. But there's a stigma that church girls like be the freakiest, this and the third. Now, if I know that female is single and everything, she's heavy church, she's with that and everything. If I go into talking to her, I could be non-religious. But if I'm one of those people, I just want to smash. She look good, but she's on the wavelength of she's not with none of that. She's with the Lord, and if anything happens, it's after marriage and everything. Depending on the caliber of silver tongue I have, which happens, you could Jesus your way up into them jeans. You could Jesus your way up into them jeans, and we know where this happened. There's been certain times where Christian or religious people have done some of the most craziest things. Why? Because the wordplay. You had those people that, alright, cool. Damn, she look good. This and the third. Oh, I know if I go about things in a certain way, I can do it. That's right. And that's just the end of that. Like, it's manipulation, but it has its pros and cons. Cause I've been talking from the victim side of it. Not gonna lie, but now let's take the opposite side because this is what I say. Good and bad is all a perspective depending on the person. So the opposite side of that would be like, all right, boom. I know I want this girl. Like, I know I want this girl, but and I know like I've noted I know I want this girl because of whatever reason, right? But she got friends or like she about her business or whatever and everything, right? If I know how to wordplay, it's like game, but a dark game, I guess, because it still goes into the whole like, all right, boom, getting to know them first and understand the type of person they are, and then understanding, okay, is they the type of person you could do that mind fucking with, like get them emotionally involved and hit them with that push pull type of effect and everything, where it's like, oh, you giving them massive amounts of affection, they loving it, they haven't had it in a while. You because you understood that from them and everything, so you giving them that abundance, and then you take it away. So now, like a fiend, that person's coming right back for it. Like, oh, what you doing? Like, what's going on? So now they doing a whole bunch of stuff that technically they never had to do it to get all of that stuff because you gave all that stuff as a plan. But now they're coming back. They're coming back. They want it and everything. You give it back a little. Give it portions. So this way, they come back, but this way they keep. You have them. You have them now, and I've had that done to me. That's why I can understand it so well, and I've done it also, so I understand both sides. So if it's like you have that person who you just started talking to, and they want you to do a whole bunch of things for them and everything, and then when you're like, you don't do stuff like this for like new people and everything, to try and use that against you, like, oh, like we're human, and everything. We're adults, we should be able to communicate and mean what we say and everything. But the red flag in your thing is like, yeah, but that's not always the case, and just to believe somebody off rip would be foolish. So they're wanting you to take on this mentality, and they're putting it off as something that they do, So this way, you should do it too. It's like, oh, well, I'm doing it when it comes to you, so you should do it with this. And technically, you have no concrete proof that they are doing it. You just have the word of mouth. And you have those people that's like, okay, cool. The bad part about trying to be a very good person is believing people, like believing people, believing that people don't always tell lies. That sometimes people are good. They have good intent, like they have good intentions, and not everybody's out to get you, or not everybody's out to use you and everything. And then those things right there end up being crutches sometimes for a lot of people, because your good qualities end up being used against you, and that's a big part of the whole mindfuck. They use the good morals that you have against you once they find them out. That's why I always like I always tell people, when it comes to getting know someone or anything like this, you want to do the most important thing and take your time getting to know someone, because if they know if they can learn you within 3 4 months, then they can take that and run with it. Especially like if they know it's their exact good morals, then they can use that within those 4 months very very quickly and very very finitely. And then they will use it until the day you stop you stop giving them access to your good morals. And as soon as you do, that's when they're gonna come at you with the whole manipulation again and try and get another 4 months. That is how the cycle goes. And unless you're able to spot it and be like, no, you're not gonna get me, and I'm gonna be okay. And they're gonna do their most, but once they see that they can't get to you and everything, they leave you be. They leave you be. Now, don't get me wrong. They leave you be for a certain amount of time. They do come back. They do try in small instances and everything. So if you would change, but like I said, you never know. They can actually change, or you can have them just changing the skin but still being the same person. And it's all down to what chance do you want to take? Like, do you want to take that chance? Another hardship about dating and everything, taking that chance, because it gets used against you. Good things can be used against you. Whew. And that's why they're good, because if there weren't these good things to stand on and to look at and seek out, and that like that shows you the importance of them, is what I'm trying to say, because of the fact that one side seeks to destroy the other, and use its own power to destroy itself. It can't do it with its power. It has to use the other force's own power to destroy itself. And that shows you how powerful those good morals are. So being someone who is forgiving, being someone who believes not everyone lies, but and like, you know what, if someone says they're gonna do it, you believe them until they prove you wrong and everything like this. Being one of those people, yeah, those are very good things, but you have to know the power in them, and you have to know the power within yourself. And that's where value comes in, because one counteract to the mind fucking thing is, if you know your value and you value yourself, no one can mind fuck you. No one can mind fuck you to give your value away if you have the mental fortitude to know yourself. If you No one can do to you what you don't allow. And no one can treat you how you don't allow them to treat you. Oh God. Sorry about that. But no one can do to you what you don't allow them to do to you. If you feel like someone's treating you like you don't matter, it's because you're allowing them to treat you like you don't matter. Show them that you matter and that you're not gonna stand for it. Not by just going off on them and everything. That does nothing to them. That's just you yelling. That's like a child throwing a tantrum. It does nothing. Stand on what you're at. What, and instead of saying it to that person, say it to yourself. and stand on it. Yo, I'm not just nothing. So I'm gonna move like I'm not just nothing. You're out of here. So I don't want to treat you like, oh, you just a booty call and everything. If you value yourself and you don't want to be treated as that, then move like you're not going to be treated like that. You have to move how you want to be treated. And that's a mental thing, but that's also a spiritual thing too. If you want to get to the whole spiritual soul searching energies, whatever, you gotta have that value within yourself to be like, yo, I value myself way more than I need to be treated way more. Now, don't get on a high horse. And this is where you have, with great power comes great responsibility. You have to have the responsibility within yourself to understand, okay, I'm not fucking King Tut because I literally was not born a king or queen. I may feel how I may feel about myself, but that doesn't mean the world has to attribute that, like, my feelings towards themselves and everything. I may feel like I'm a king when I walk down the street, all heads gotta turn everything. I may feel like that, but that's not how it's gonna go. Same thing with females. You may feel like you're a queen, this and the third. It's all good. You can feel like that to the day you stop feeling like that. You can, but that doesn't mean everyone else is going to feel like that. And then the entitlement, you have to take away. Like value, the no entitlement in value, no entitlement, because everything that is value is self earned. Entitlement is like literally something that's been given to you and you don't have to earn it and everything. You're entitled to it, but then you don't value it because you don't care about it because you didn't earn it. Because it's like, you can survive with it, you can survive without it. So you're gonna value oneself every single day. Like, what do you value? What do you stand on? If you one of the people that when you talk to somebody, you like to go about things a certain way, and you notice that this person doesn't align with that, you gotta let it go. You gotta let the once that red flag, like, okay, that's not something that I'm really privy with. You gotta understand that's that person. You're not gonna change that person. And that's why I say take time to understand who you're dealing with every single time. Take that time because once you take that time, you have time. If people be like, oh, but that's wasting my time. No, it's not. I don't see it wasting time. You wanna know why? I don't see it wasting time because you're actually taking the time to understand if this is somebody you're gonna even like or not. Like, that has to be considered. Hold on.